Hi, my name's Phil Novell and I'm the founder of Sash Window School. Right, so today I'm going to show you how to make a sash mouse. Right, so a sash mouse, what is a sash mouse? So a sash mouse effectively is a piece of string with some lead moulded around it, right, to make it heavy. Now, why do you need a sash mouse? You 100% need a sash mouse, because I'll show you why. So this is your pulley wheel, right, and that's set in your box frame, okay? When we change the sash cords, we're going to need to thread the sash cord through the pulley wheel, yeah, and then that will drop down and we tie the bottom of that to the weight, right? But here's the thing, without a sash mouse, this is what happens. So this is in the frame, yeah? So the cord goes in there like that, and you see it's just sticking out, sticking out, sticking out. And see, imagine that's the back of the box frame, right? So as that cord's going through, it's hitting the back of the box frame and it's just going like this. It's going like this, going like this. And it bunches up and it scrunches up all in the back of the box frame. And it will never drop down. The cord will never drop down because it just sits there like it wants to, like now. And you think you haven't got a back on there. So it will just bunch, 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 bunch. So maybe once in every 30 times you might be able to feed the sash cord through and it will drop down. But I'm sure it's going to catch on something, right? So listen, I've been doing this for over 16 years, right? You need a sash mouse. So let me show you the premise of the sash mouse then, right? So I've got my cord, and what we do is we tie the sash mouse to the cord, like so, right? So we've got our pulley wheel, and your sash mouse is going to go through the pulley wheel, like this. And because of the weight of the sash mouse, it just drops down. And you keep feeding, feeding, feeding. And then what will happen is you'll have the weight pocket cover, which is down here that's open. And you'll pull the sash mouse. And it will just drop down and it will hang there. Cord will go through and it will just get pulled down. Yeah? Because that weight there is hanging in the box frame. Believe me, you need one. Like I said, I've been doing this for over 16 years, and I'm telling you one thing, if I turn up to a job to replace sash cords, or refurbish a window, or do anything that needs a new cord in it, and I haven't got my sash mouse with me, I'm going to start crying. So, how do we make them? So what I've got is a little piece of lead here, right? So I've cut it off a bit of old flashing, which is like roofing flashing. In an ideal world, you want a piece of lead. You can get flashing from like a DIY store. You can buy a roll of it, or just like speak to a roofer or a builder. They've always got like bits of lead lying around. Now, worst way, what you might be able to do is instead of a bit of lead, you might be able to like find a small screw and tie the string onto the end of the screw, and that might make a weight, but that's not ideal because the screw's not really heavy enough. So if you can, a piece of lead. Yeah, I've just cut this off the bit of flashing. So I've got myself a piece of string. Any old string. This was just stuff that's lying around in the workshop. And that string is going to go through the piece of lead. And what we're going to do is we're just going to tap that with a hammer. And we're going to mould that around there. So I'm just going to tap it a little bit. Make it go around a little bit. Going to get my cord and thread that through. So I'm going to get that cord through, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a knot on the end a couple of times. Now what I've got to do is got to try and close this bit of flashing up, bit of lead. And what we'll do is we'll just keep bashing and bashing and bashing. There you have it, a sash mouse. Now what you can do is you can kind of bend this around, and then what will happen is that will be able to feed through the pulley. It's a bit weird because I'm really down here now, which is not ideal, but let me show you. Right from down here. You better get used to getting in positions like this when you repair sash windows. So, right, so then I'm just going to go through the pulley, and that will drop down through there, right? There you go. You got your Sash mouse. Woohoo!